Okay, today we got to talk about Devonta Smith choosing to decommit from the Ohio State's 2021 class and what that means for the Buckeyes and recruiting. Yes, we're going to talk about Tony Grimes and all that's coming up after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner shit.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on Step Mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always college football related, sports related. We have a good time. Today, I want to talk about the decommitment of Devonta Smith from the 2021 recruiting class at the Ohio State. This is a 3-star commit and a defensive back who could go at safety or corner, and at Ohio State, it was looking a lot more like corner, but according to sources familiar with the situation, this over at Letterman Row, Berm handling business like he does, saying, look, there's a lot of DBs in that class, and he didn't really feel comfortable being a part of such a big class of DBs. I get it. There's like 4 safeties committed, 1 athlete, and Denzel Burke's probably going to play defense back. And then there was him, right? And he's the lowest ranked commit of the 19 that they had. It's now down to 18. So for Ohio State in the big picture right now, still the number 1 class in the country, but dips below the 300-point tally in the 247 Sports Composite. And I know that in some ways it's a blessing in disguise, right? Because if you are charging for that, not just number 1 spot, but the greatest recruiting class of all time in the rankings era, according to the point system, you get to trade up possibly, right? Perhaps you can go get a 4-star, a blue chipper, and perhaps you go get a 5-star, the real prizes in this, well, in every recruiting rankings class, but it's probably not going to be Tony Grimes. I think many Buckeye fans already understand that with a heavy lean toward North Carolina, but because recruiting is recruiting and because there's like 6 months left to signing day, you never know what's going to happen. However, there are a couple of guys that they've already been looking at that they really like, but I would not necessarily expect Kerry Combs and Ryan Day to go jumping in and go get another safety or corner anytime soon, knowing that the philosophy for Kerry Combs has been as much about numbers as it has been about how good you are at positionally. Like if you're a lockdown corner, cool, you get to play corner. If you can flex to one of like 5 positions in a defensive back scheme, probably have a better opportunity of getting on the field. That said, it's already going to be a stiff competition to try to get into that class as a corner or safety because the record for Ohio State when it comes to putting kids in the NFL at that position is ridiculous. We're talking about 7 first-round draft picks in the last 4 years from defense back. We're talking about 2 first-round draft picks at corner for Ohio State in this year's NFL draft. The pedigree speaks for itself, and we can continue to talk about how many and who in particular has come out of Ohio State here in the last few years to play some defensive back. It's the reason why you'll remember wasn't that long ago, Jansen Dunn was committed, ready to go into the OU Sooner 2021 class. An hour after getting a commitment to Lincoln Riley, flips it to Ohio State because he didn't know he was a take at Ohio State, and that's where he ended up going. We can also look at Jansen Dunn and more than likely retire the eyes, like from him. So Jansen Dunn retired the eyes because it used to be Lincoln Riley would tweet the googly eye emojis to signal to Oklahoma fandom that, yes, the Sooners have picked up a commitment, whether it be a transfer or a 2021 kid or a 2022 kid. That was what it was meant to signify. And because we've had a couple of, well, not so great outcomes after the eyes have tweeted, I understand why Riley might be hesitant to send them out there. That said, I would not be surprised to see them tweeted out in and around July 4th. For those of you that know, you know. Now, I don't think that this is necessarily a bad thing, right? I think that, yeah, if this is what Devonta Smith wanted to do, then it's good that he did it, and it's good that he did it sooner rather than later. This from a kid who at the time said, look, I didn't even expect to get offered by Ohio State, and it's kind of a dream. And I get that as well, because if I were him, yeah, that would be something I'm thinking about as well, because of the pedigree, because of what Ohio State football means, not just in the state of Ohio, but to college football as a whole. It's one of the blue bloods, like getting an offer from USC or Oklahoma or Notre Dame. Insert blue blood here. But Alabama has also been kind of in on Devonta Smith, and they're looking to add another Devonta to the group. And I would not be surprised to find out that that's what happens if for no other reason than Latrell McCutcheon reopened his recruitment last March, and looks like he's trending toward Oklahoma. We will see. But Nick Saban has also been getting win after win after win here. And if you can get in that class and perhaps get a re-ranking, because there's nothing to say that Devonta Smith can't be a 4-star by the end of the cycle, you're going to feel really good about that. And I would feel really good about that if I wanted the kid in my class. Now, as for Combs and Day, will they make a play for Tony Grimes after he commits? Almost certainly, right? Because you don't stop recruiting a kid. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite stories about Lincoln Riley and quarterback recruiting, he wanted Bryce Young. Bryce Young announced just before the start of the 2019 season that he was going to go to USC and then go to Alabama. And when he signed at Alabama, it's December. One of the things he was asked at the All-America Bowl was, do you still talk to folks? And it's like, yeah, I heard from Lincoln Riley just the other day, just saying, hey, how are you? How are things? He's continuing to recruit the kid. This is the way that Clay Helton was able to get both Chris Steele and Brew McCoy back into the fold at USC. He would continue to say, no, they're part of the family as far as I'm concerned. We had them on campus. We got to know their families. We know them as individuals. We know them as people. The door is always going to be open. And when both of those kiddos decided that they wanted to come back home, Clay Helton said, come on with the come on. And now if you look at USC, it is one of the top 10 classes in this 2021 class with 16 commits. It's going for that top 5 spot, and it might be able to get what Oklahoma has not been able to get in 10 years, which is the top 5 finish after playing in the Holiday Bowl and getting stomped, got stomped good. I mean, stomped a mud hole and walked dry by Iowa. Yikes. However, if you look at what they're building now, Todd Orlando as the defensive coordinator and Graham Harrell as the offensive coordinator, Keaton Slovis is now the starter with JT Daniels transferring to Georgia. You can understand how it's very quick, right? And you can fall off just as quickly and you can build just as quickly. I think that Ohio State's going to be fine is the take here. I don't want to see too many comments about dead weight because I know that's what this is going to turn into, and I don't want it to do that. What I want it to be is an opportunity for Devonta Smith to actually go somewhere where he feels comfortable, where he feels like he's going to play and improve his ranking. Because who doesn't want the kid to improve his ranking? Meanwhile, Ohio State will continue to be Ohio State. You didn't lose anything. Really. You wanted to have him. You took him. It didn't work. You got a decommitment. Clemson got a decommitment. Everybody gets decommitments. That's what happens. That's how this thing goes. And in the age of the virus, in the age of the extended dead period, I expect more of this stuff to happen. But while we are here, it is important to have this story and chronicle it as we are continuing to see where this class goes and what this class turns into. All right, that is it for me. Doses.